The rain started subtly, a whisper against the glass of my 14th floor apartment window. Then it escalated, mimicking the city's rhythm, a relentless drumming that mirrored the frantic pulse of a million lives around me, yet utterly separate from my own. I watched the lights blur below, streaks of smeared color in the downpour, and felt that familiar gnawing emptiness settle in my chest. They call this a vibrant city, a place of endless opportunity. But for me, it's just a vast, echoing chamber where my voice dissolves before it even reaches the walls. It began innocently enough, this feeling, a gradual fading. Like a photograph left too long in the sun, the edges of my existence started to lose definition. I'd walked down streets I traversed 100 times, and it felt different. Not the streets themselves, but me within them. People brushed past, their faces blank, their eyes sliding over me as if I were a ghost in my own life. At first, I told myself it was just city anonymity, the expected detachment of urban living. But it deepened. My name, for instance, it started with a coffee shop. Name, for the order, the barista chirped that practiced, almost robotic cheerfulness. Elias, I said clearly. He blinked, stared at the empty screen, then back at me with a polite, vacant smile. Sorry, didn't catch that. I repeated it, louder this time. Elias. E-L-I-A-S. He still just smiled, tapping his pen against the counter. Just a name, for the order, he pressed, his voice losing that programmed enthusiasm, replaced by a hint of impatience. I mumbled, just never mind, and took the lukewarm nameless cup when it was ready. It became a pattern. At the dry cleaners, the pharmacy, even ordering takeout. My name, once a simple identifier, a sound that resonated with recognition, became static, a meaningless jumble of syllables that bounced off blank faces. People looked through me, not at me. It was as if the city itself was rejecting my very designation, scrubbing it from the collective consciousness. Then came the phone calls, or rather the lack thereof. My phone, once a buzzing lifeline, fell silent. No messages, no calls, no notifications beyond the automated spam. I tried calling friends, family, ringing, and then voicemail, but not theirs. Panic started to prickle under my skin, a constant low-level electric shock. I went to my workplace, the sterile office building downtown, where I'd spent 5 years of my life. The security guard at the entrance, a man I'd exchanged greetings with daily for years, stopped me. ID, please. I showed him my badge, the one with my photo, my name, my employee number. He squinted at it, then back at me, his brow furrowed. Sir, I don't have a record of you. Are you sure you're in the right building? My blood ran cold. My colleagues, faces I knew intimately, walked past in the hallways, chatting, laughing, completely oblivious to my presence. It was like I was a glitch in their programming, a pixel out of place in their reality. I retreated back to my apartment, my sanctuary, or so I thought. But even here, the city was encroaching. The sounds outside intensified. The sirens, the horns, the distant shouts, all weaving together into a cacophony that felt directed at me, a mocking chorus of urban indifference. I looked in the mirror. My reflection stared back, familiar yet faded, less defined. Was it my imagination, or were my features blurring, softening at the edges, like my name, like my existence? Days bled into weeks. I stopped going out. What was the point? The city didn't see me. It didn't hear me. It had no space for me in its relentless, indifferent churn. My apartment became my world, a shrinking island in a sea of oblivion. The rain continued, a constant, whispering reminder of the city's pervasive presence, its cold, uncaring embrace. Food ran low. The silence in my apartment was deafening, broken only by the city's relentless soundtrack. I knew I had to venture out just once. For supplies, I chose a smaller grocery store, further from the bustling center, hoping for a flicker of recognition, a spark of human connection. The store was nearly empty. A lone cashier stood behind the counter, scrolling on her phone. I gathered a few essentials, my hands trembling. At the checkout, I placed the items on the counter. She glanced up, her eyes meeting mine for a fleeting second. Hope flared, a tiny, fragile flame in the darkness. "That will be," she started, then paused, her brow wrinkling slightly as she scanned the items. She looked at the screen, then back at me, a flicker of something in her eyes. Confusion? Annoyance? "Sir," she said, her voice flat, devoid of any inflection, "there's nothing here." I stared at her, then down at the groceries on the counter. Bread, milk, canned goods, solid, tangible things. But on her screen, and in her perception, they were invisible, non-existent, like me. "What do you mean?" I croaked, my voice raspy from disuse. She sighed, a weary sound that echoed in the empty store. "Sir, are you going to buy something or not? There's nothing ringing up. You're holding up the line." She gestured vaguely at the empty space behind me. "Some people are waiting." I looked behind me. No one. Just empty aisles, the hum of refrigerators, the relentless drumming of rain against the windows. But in her eyes, in her reality, there was a line of people I couldn't see, in a city that couldn't see me. I left the groceries on the counter, walked out of the store, and back into the rain-soaked streets. The city lights seemed to mock me now, their vibrant glow a stark contrast to the growing emptiness within me. The sounds were louder, more insistent, a suffocating wave of urban noise. I stopped at a corner, the relentless rain blurring my vision. A bus roared past, its side displaying route numbers and destinations that meant nothing to me anymore. People inside, faces pressed against the glass, oblivious, contained within their own realities, their own names still intact. And then it hit me, not a sudden realization, but a slow, chilling acceptance. The city hadn't just swallowed my name. It had swallowed me. I was no longer Elias. I was no longer anyone. I was just a ghost in the machine, a phantom echo in the urban hum, unseen, unheard, unremembered. The rain intensified, washing over me, through me, as if trying to scrub away even the last vestiges of my presence. And in the heart of the vibrant, indifferent city, I stood, nameless, invisible, and utterly, terrifyingly alone.